Hey witches, I have a question that I wanted to answer in video format, right? And I assume that this person's asking me this question because they want to know my opinion, because obviously you can Google what a witch is and what a pagan is, right? So I think the best way to answer this question is to take you back to the 90s when I was first becoming a witch and in a lot of pagan and witch circles and had a lot of experience going to festivals and talking to different people. And at that time, what I found was a lot of people that called themselves witches were actually Wiccan. And that Wiccan movement, was brought by Gerald Gardner and kind of like this rebirth of pagan ways, but had the 8 Sabbats and had certain rules in place and was more defined. And the people that didn't like that weren't really interested in that way, often called themselves pagan as a way to differentiate. I also had a lot of male friends who didn't feel comfortable with the term witch. They felt it was gendered because of movies and social conditioning, and so they would prefer the term pagan. So really a witch is, we're kind of redefining that, I think, right now. The collective, the people who are using the term witchy in a positive way, who are in their witchy eras, who are maybe not practicing magic, but are definitely embracing a witchy path. I think they're redefining it, and it's no longer, I don't think it's gender. Yes, so the scrub, it's a stellar J. I think he agrees. So it's not a gendered term, it's not a negative term anymore, right? We're redefining it. And then pagan is really just someone who practices religions that are older than the Abrahamic religions, right? So the Abrahamic is like the monotheistic religions that have come through and tried to eradicate the older religions, right? So when we think of pagan, we think of someone who follows an older path, and they might be a specific type of pagan, like they might follow the Viking deities, but usually, but not always, they believe in more than one deity. And so I think the terms often are used interchangeably, and I think that's fine. I think that both are on the rise and both are healing to embrace. And I think you can be a witch without being pagan. I think you can be pagan without being a witch. And I think it's really up to the individual to determine what they want to call themselves. And of course, they don't have to label themselves at all. So, great question.